It is time for Ross the Boss, thanks to Jim Beam. And Ross, we're going to talk about the race back to footy. It's only 21 days or something like that left to go. And we've already seen an injury today. But before we get to that, I want to take a look at last week's Footy Classified on a Monday night and what Kane Corns had to say about the Pies and Adam Treloar.
Going to take a look at the Collingwood Football Club. Easy does it, though, with some of their players that are injury-prone. So don't rush them back. They don't need to be ready for round two. I'm talking about Treloar. Just got to ease him back into the season. Here's Treloar. Multiple hamstring injuries in the last couple of years. They don't need to play round one. Get them right for finals.
Kane was speaking about the slow build-up for some players, and let's take a look at, obviously, the paper tear from the Age newspaper, and here it is. Obviously, Adam Treloar suffered a minor calf injury over the last few days. So, Ross, as a coach, do you start to say, is this a one-off or could we receive more?
Well, let's just comment on Kane.
Yeah.
Like, he clearly hasn't coached. To play in finals, you've got to win games to get there. So you want your best players on. And good luck to Adam Treloar, mate. You're not playing round one. Let's get ready for finals. It's a bad mindset. Yeah. So it's easy to point out problem. The solution is you've got to management do the work. So, yeah, we spoke about...
Guys, can I just give you an update on that? Jeff Walsh has just sent through for us. He says it's a minor grade 1 strain to the calf. Was on a light run anyway because of the injuries to his hamstring. Probably wasn't going to play round two. Be right to get going.
Yeah. So 21-day calf.
I like the Wednesday night bloke bagging the Monday night bloke. This is good.
Well, you call him the second best Corns, Darrow.
Third, Studley got in front of him as well.
There's no hiding
Ross,
there. But Kane, I love you.
Can I disagree with you there that sometimes we get in a race for round one and players race to get to that game when... Is it any different to round two?
Yeah, but that's the assumption. I don't think he is racing. They've got an elite program that they were setting and he would have been fine. Okay. So, to your point, though, you come back, first session, away you go, there's a calf. And you think, is that just the player? Is that the program? So, if they were to get another calf, all of a sudden the alarm bells, is he the canary in the coal mine? You almost got to change your whole program. So they'll be holding their breath a little bit. They wouldn't want to see another 1 or 2 calves pop up this week.
Ross, we just saw some generic vision from the last couple of days, but you want to talk about the challenge the players have got coming up and the plan over the next 3 weeks.
Well, we're so excited that football's back. But at the end of the day, it's like 4 weeks to round 2, really. So, but 3 weeks build up and then your normal week. So what are the challenges? The game is now 16-minute quarters. It's going to be a quicker game. There's going to be more high-speed running, so the conditioners are going to have to prepare for that. And then it's coaches that want to get to football, they want to get the kicking, they want to get the team training game plan. And then you're going to have conditioners in the medical team saying, we've got calculated, measured progressions for each athlete that we need to get them through before you get to what you want to do. So it's going to be the push-me-pull-me effect a little bit. And then it's off the back of an 8-week isolation. And what's the variable? The application of each player to their program. So therefore, those that haven't applied themselves as much will have a greater injury risk. So they're the challenges. So we've broken down the 3 weeks what a mini pre-season looks like. So what we've done is we'll give them 80% of almost their biggest weeks or heavy weeks in pre-season, which on average is about 40 kilometres. So that gives us 30k to work with a variable. So
their biggest week is this week, Ross?
No, well,
kilometre-wise,
but not intensity.
Okay,
So the first week, it's just smooth running, some high-speed running, and then closed football drills. Easy, like lane work. Just move me around, not much transition, change of direction. Week 2, the coaches get their wish. Small-sided games, agility, not change of direction drills. Agility is, it's unprepared. You don't know it's coming. You've got to react, and you've got to turn like a game, and that's where they'll get their real soreness. So they'll build them up and have a bigger session at the end of the week. And then week 3 is the really heaviest week, and they'll build in, but it'll be full contact, it'll be wrestling, it'll be commando rolls, and that will be full-on game simulation. You'll get some 18v18 on that Friday, but you'll really smash in and hook in that 3rd week. That's what you're after. And then, hopefully not too many calf injuries, and then that 4th week will be the standard 1 or 2 sessions, freshen them up, and away you go.
How hard will it be in week 1 to not have contact training, even if you are training in groups of 8? That would be very difficult, I would imagine.
Yeah, but the players, at the end of the day, they understand where they're at and they'll build through. I would think they understand the gravity of the situation they're in and how disciplined they need to be to deliver for the AFL and the community here.
Just on that question, Cara, here is Andrew Russell speaking today about the contact and where the injuries may come from.
If they've done their programs and done their programs well, we really shouldn't see a spike in soft tissue injuries. More of the concern and what we don't know is probably around, your contact injury. Every single session we can do of contact is going to make a difference.
So, Ross, over the next 20 days, the one thing that players haven't had is contact. So I want to just take through how hard these players hit. And some say the game's gone soft. They're crazy. This is how hard
Well, you can't
players are
train
hitting.
for that
You
hit, by the way.
can't train for that at all, this contact. We're all excited. We're going to be seeing this in the next 20 days. How can you train for this?
Well, some things you can't train for, but they're going to bang in as much as they can in 3 weeks. And we know this is generational situation. Contingency approach. We'll do what we can. And they're in the best hands. But we're going to see who's done the work and who hasn't.
And some wrestling with wrestling coaches.
Yeah, do wrestling. Yeah, so grappling. If anyone at home, you think, what does that mean? Well, wrestle and then run to the kitchen and see how you feel. It's very difficult.
And here is Dusty. Just want to take you through, obviously, the light week, just the run-throughs that we're talking about, and the build-up to get to sharp change into direction, agility that he plays. This is the way Dusty plays. So how can you get this into their training also so there's no soft tissue?
Well, we've just showed it. In the second and third week, they'll build, they'll progress until they can get into full training. Now, the experienced coaches after that third week will say, you've just played a game. We'll give you Saturday, Sunday, Monday to fully recover and freshen you up to go again. You just don't. If you're too greedy here, you'll cook them. So you've got to get them to the line. But you're on a knife's edge. You've got to take some risk. So if you take no risk, they'll come in underdone.
So, Ross, we've seen contact, we've seen agility, and now this. This is the full-speed chase. We see Frosty here chasing down Petruccelli. I love the next two. You just see, obviously, Tip and Woody. You've got to get on the full speed. Can you get that within your training? At match intensity. I know you can go on sprints and all that, but we saw Adam Treloar full
that
speed.
Position, as you go in full speed, bending over extension, that's when the hamstrings pop. Some things are unavoidable, but it's also ambition over ability there. Young Petruccelli versus Frost, he sort of bit off more than he could chew.
Ed, we need luck with injuries in this season.
That's what it is. It's a game of attrition. It's as simple as that always has been. And if you can get through with a pretty full list, you'll be in pretty good
Particularly
shape.
as the AFL have been warned by the coaches that they're on a knife edge in terms of the timing.
Is what it is.
Well, it is, but there'll be a lot of criticism and there might be some players very disappointed if things go the bad way. I hope it doesn't too. We need the game to start.
Well, I'm with you, but, it's not a perfect world.
It's a greater risk than there's ever been, but we've got to take that on to get the competition.
Do you think, though, with fitness bosses, we'll see a club that just has injuries everywhere and other clubs who don't have too many?
Well, we said it's when they earn their bickies.
Yes.
But I can tell you, if they start happening, well, the condition will say, well, they didn't do the program properly. So it's the chicken or the egg.
It's going to be great. It's part of what it's all about. Who's going to get their team intact and get to that grand final.